My favorite illustration of how calloused we have become with respect to the mercy, the love, and the grace of God goes back to the second year of my teaching career when I was given the assignment of teaching 250 college freshmen a course in the introduction to the Old Testament. And on the first day of class, I gave them their syllabus, and I said, now, here's how many tests we're going to have, when we're going to have them. And I said, you have 3 short little term papers, 5 pages each is all, little ones. The first one's due at September the 30th when you come to class. The second one, October the 30th, and the third one, November the 30th. And I said, you have to make sure that you have these papers done, because if you don't, unless you're physically confined to the infirmary or in the hospital, or unless there's a death in the immediate family, you will get an F on that assignment if you don't have that paper here on time. Does everybody understand that? Yes. September the 30th came, and 225 of my students came in with their term papers with them. There were 25 terrified freshmen who came in the back of the room trembling. Oh, Professor Sproul, we didn't budget our time properly. We haven't made the transition from high school to college the way we should have. Please don't flunk us. Please give us a couple more days to get our papers finished. I said, okay. This once, I'll give you a break. I'll let you have 3 more days to get your papers in, but don't you let that happen again. Oh, no. Thank you so much. And then came October the 30th. This time, 200 students came with their term papers. 50 students didn't have them. I said, where's your papers? They said, well, you know how it is, Prof. It's midterms, and we had all kinds of assignments for other classes that were taken. It's homecoming week. We're just running a little behind. Please give us one more chance. And I said, you guys don't have those papers? Do you remember what I said the last time? I said, don't even think about not having this one in on time. And now 50 of you out there don't have them on. Oh, yeah, we know. I said, okay. It's the last time. I'll give you 3 days to get in your papers. And you know what happened? This really happened. I preached on this a few years ago, and there happened to be somebody in the audience that was in that classroom. And he hasn't forgotten it. They started to sing spontaneously. 250 voices. We love you, Prof. Sproul. Oh, yes, we do. And I was the most popular professor on that campus until November the 30th. This time, 100 of them come with their term papers, and 150 of them don't have their term papers. And I watch them walk in as cool and as casual as they could be. And I saw one of them who was a Marine veteran, and he came walking in the room, and I said, Johnson. He said, what? Where's your paper? He said, hey. Happy days. Hey, you know. He said, don't worry about it, Prof. I'll have it for you in a couple days. I picked up the most dreadful object in a freshman's memory, a little black book. And I opened up to Johnson. I said, Johnson, you don't have your term paper? He said, no. I said, F. Mickelson, where's your term paper? Don't have it. F. Pratt, where's your term paper? Don't have it. F. And then, out of the midst of this crowd, somebody shouted what you know they would shout: "That's not fair." And I turned around, I said, "Fitzgerald, was that you who said that?" He said, "Yeah. It's not fair." He said, "Right." I said, "Weren't you late last month with your paper?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Okay. Fitzgerald, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. If it's justice you want, it's justice you will get." And I went back and I changed his grade from October to an F. And there's this gasp in the room. And I said, "Who else wants justice?" I didn't get any takers. You know, it was like a song similar to one out of My Fair Lady. "I've grown accustomed to His grace." What had happened was the first time they were late, they were amazed by grace. The second time, they were no longer surprised. They basically assumed it. By the third time, they demanded it and believed that grace was an inalienable right, an entitlement to which they all deserved. I took that occasion to explain to my class. I said, "You know what you've done when you say that's not fair is that you have confused justice and grace. The minute you think that anybody owes you grace, a bell should go off in your head to remind you that you're no longer thinking about grace. Because grace, by definition, is something you don't deserve. It's something you can't possibly deserve. You have no merit before God except demerit. And if God should ever treat you justly outside of Christ, you will perish. And your foot will slide.